For fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 23 Ultimate Team coins, make sure you guys check out my sponsor, Buy MMOG. Use code VENM at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's up guys, I'm Fire here back in the video, and today we're going to be hopping into another offensive formation that is decently popular. We're going to be running the Singleback Bunch X Nasty. The plan is to drop a gameplay on this tomorrow, so make sure you tune back in tomorrow for a gameplay on this formation. But we're going to go over some of these plays and setups in practice mode because, of course, when you are running the games, you cannot go over every single setup in a gameplay. Certain things just won't work against the coverages that you're facing and other factors that go into it, of course. But we're going to run in the Bunch X Nasty. It's in the LA offensive playbook, Rams that is, and very, very good running plays with passing plays. Just some of the good run plays. You have wide zone, slam, inside zone weak, split, counter Y, you have a pitch, halfback dive, and like a slash. So ton of good running plays. Then some of the passing plays I like are PA boot. You have something like a PA X out cross, which is a similar deeper route to verticals. So you definitely like that. If you notice there, they're pretty much the same. And then you have some deep plays like PA post curl shot. I'll show one cover 3 beater. Another play I like is PA boot slide. PA Rams counter, very good. And then you have something like a PA cross, which not as good this year, but also PA post dig, which is probably a little bit better as your cover. I guess never mind, it really doesn't matter. But our audibles go PA Rams counter, dive, verticals, and PA boot. You can replace PA Rams counter with PA boot slide, probably. That's what I would do. And yeah, so I'll usually come out in like wide zone weak or PA Rams counter if it's a passing down, just to give myself some extra audibles. So we will start out in the wide zone weak, and they're just going to go up against a basic cover 3 for now. So hopping into it, our wide zone weak is going to be a pretty good run. And it's just going to be a kind of an off tackle, if you know what that play looks like normally. One sec, I'm actually going to turn off my fan because I think it's in the background. All right, the audio should be better now. Just turned off the fan, I forgot. But yeah, so it's kind of like an off tackle. It's a combination of like an inside zone and a stretch. Of course, it's an outside zone run, and really good. So it gives you the option, probably better than stretch, to either cut it inside or outside. Generally, if I'm running it with no motion, I'm just going to flip the run by flicking my right stick to that right-hand side, and see we're picking up pretty solid gains. So some other stuff you can do is like motion out this guy, run your play. So, and again, it kind of freezes those linebackers, so you're almost able to get those 5 yards before contact, I want to say. Now, some other things you can do, we're going to use a lot of motion probably. So you can incorporate some of that right off the bat, just motioning over this guy. And if I were to run it to the left, probably your idea is to get to the outside versus cutting it inside. You could, of course, just cut it inside, but the blocks do have to develop in a pretty picture-perfect standard to pick up some nice yards past the line of scrimmage or the front 7. So you see the offensive linemen just aren't fast enough to get there, more or less. So, and again, it depends on the look. In this case, we have like the safety in the box. That doesn't help matters since we're facing cover 3. Obviously, you flip, and that helps maybe a little bit. But if Bakhtiari is able to hold that block, we probably get the outside. But overall, it's a good run. I will try and stay balanced in that gameplay tomorrow. It, again, depends on all the things. If he's stacking the box in a 3-4 odd, 7-man, and then he's using a safety, I probably am not going to run the ball as much, just because it's not going to be as easy to run the football. If he is, running through 3 or nickel over, we can definitely mix in the runs, try and stay at a 50-50 clip. But let's go ahead, hop into some of these plays, passing plays. We'll go into dive later, but we got PA boot slide as our first audible, and this play is pretty good. You have a nice C route from Alan Lazard. Now it is a little bit slower developing because he is on the inside. If you want, you can of course just motion him out. You have the option to smart route him as well, get him a little bit shorter. I guess it doesn't really matter that much, but his route is good against man coverage. Of course, it gets open against cover 3, depending on who you have and who the corner is and what zone it is. So yeah, it's a good C route. We don't want to have to motion him out as much though, so you can of course run it from the slot. That's going to be still good against man, but against zone it probably won't get open. One of my favorite base setups is just to streak RB and actually keep this route with Tunyon. Now, sometimes he does get stuck, how he gets stuck there, but he still can get open. You see, it's a little bit of a tighter throw for sure. So you can just throw him on a drag if you would like. Now, I usually like to keep the play action when I run under center, kind of create a realistic look on an offense. Keep the play action, and here you see we're able to fit it into Sammy, who is on IR right now. Who would have guessed? But nice little post route to fit that in. Again, just drag A, snap the ball like so, and you can hit Tunyon there. It gives you a nice high-low between the C route and the drag. Some of the other things you do out of this play are, again, we can actually throw A on maybe a little out route. Or actually, let's maybe wheel Y and then throw them on like an in route, so you can mix up like that. Just getting a little wheel route. I love the wheel routes out of under center and gun this year, especially these types where you're facing something like a cover 3 where you can snap throw it. And I threw a pick 6 on this route in yesterday's gameplay, so of course open your eyes, but other than that you should be well. You can actually kind of fit that in, and never mind, I was going to try fitting in that C route. If there's no hook curl zone, you can fit that C route in, but unfortunately there we can't. So again, setup is just to run it like this, maybe with a little wheel route, and this is if you of course have time to pass. He's not only sending 3 like it is right now. If he's blitzing 4 or you're getting shedded like crazy, which out of under center the sheds generally are crazy, I would stay a little bit more conservative. The last thing you can do is maybe create a little high-low read. Who knows? Something like this, you have a little slant combo, slant post, so that's always good in Madden. But next we're going to move on to our dive run. And dive is going to be very solid. What I like to do is just double team that big boy. And it depends formation to formation. In this case, if it was something like a dollar or a 3-3, just double team this big boy and you're off to the races. Again, these runs generally work better in game. You see a lot of runs work like that. You can do different things. Again, motion over guys like Tunyon, which actually hurt it, and I don't know how. Ford, of all people, just got free. But overall, it's a good run. Again, there you see like a 15 yards before contact situation. So pretty solid plays overall. Again, you can mix it up with the motion. You can motion over Cobb or Sammy. Maybe that opens up those certain lanes like it does right there, almost 20 yards before contact. So run the ball a lot. Even if you're picking up 3 yards a clip, you'll take that. All runners, if you're running the ball and you're picking up 3 yards a carry, you'll take that all game long. It keeps the ball on the ground and you're on pace to pick up a first down around like 3 carries, and you're probably picking up more than 3 yards a carry. So, and then again, you'll have the ones that break free. So stick to the run. My favorite are the wide zone and the dive, but every once in a while you can mix in certain plays like a pitch or a counter or a slash, just some different stuff that will definitely catch your opponent off guard. So moving on, we have the verticals play. Now verticals is of course very good play in Madden. We'll show it from the wide hash. Maybe I'll show some from the short hash. But what you have here is a little deep corner route. I actually kind of like that corner route now with Alan Lazard. So we'll show a couple different steps. But what you can do is actually streak Sammy Watkins. Now this play is kind of 50-50 on if it'll work. Reason being is you have this guy, you wish he would be on the outside. Unfortunately, he stops in the slot. But it does open him up really well against that cover 3 defense, and that's one of my favorite plays to run against cover 3 actually, because it's a chunk play. If you're playing a good defensive player, chunk plays are hard to come by, so you want to be able to take advantage whenever you can, and this is a perfect way to do it. As far as on the back end, you can maybe wheel Y or just drag A, so some different stuff there. You can leave RB on his little crosser. He shouldn't interfere really. And then again, you can just kind of pass like this upfield or to the sidelines. Probably to the sidelines is a little bit safer, so I'll say that. But overall, that's a really good play to use the corner out. If you're not using him, you can just throw him on maybe a streak or some kind of an in route. If you're running it stock, so you can run in route. Maybe you motion out Sammy Watkins and then run it like this. So now you have your tight end wheel route, and then you have a high-low between the in route and the kind of deep crosser from Randall Cobb. So pretty successful. If you're trying to open up Randall Cobb more, probably I would go with the streak. And then one of my favorite setups is just to kind of run it like this: flat B, wheel Y, drag A. I'll motion out Watkins. You can still throw this pass to Sammy Watkins. So you see we pick up 7 yards there. I love that route against cover 3, and it's even better if you wait a little bit longer than I did. So again, here's your setup. Motion him out. Again, you can wait a little bit longer, like right there. That's going to open up Aaron Jones. You can either throw it earlier, or in this case against cover 3, you can wait. If it's cover 2, you want to snap throw it. Same thing for like a cover 4. But overall, pretty good setup. Let's see if we can hit Randall Cobb now. Now with Randall Cobb, you want to throw him earlier. Waiting till they get to the sideline, it will get open, but it takes longer. You can get shedded, and maybe your receiver doesn't make a possession catch on the sideline. He can't get his feet in bounds. There's a lot of factors that go into it, so keep that in mind. Some of the other things you can do, or I guess you can't motion Randall Cobb over. That was my bad, but once again, we mentioned that we like our little combinations with these little slants backsides. You can go with something like that, and that creates a nice high-low read with your slant and with your deep over route. So again, we showed that out of PA boot slide. Now you see it out of verticals. Again, probably what I'm doing is just something like this, a little out route, and then I'll motion over the slant. I'll usually wait as long as I can, get them right here. Then we can step up in the pocket, see who he uses. Then, again, there's not going to be 3 yellows in the middle of the field. In an average defense, there's probably 2, and then one's a user. So you'll have more gaps to throw that, if that makes any sense. Next play is going to be PA boot. Now, you might try and show this against cover 2. I probably will switch to a cover 2 on the back half of this play, try out some of these setups, but it is a corner out setup. So if you just run it stock and like streak B, it's not going to be open. We catch it there, but any good defensive player clicks on it, it's a pick, and it's probably a better corner than Sidney Jones. So, against cover 3, you guys all know what you have to do is motion over B. Now, this play is nice because you have a lot of these plays are actually nice. They have the tight end blocking automatically because if you know in bunch this year, you cannot block your tight end. So, if you want to block him, you need a standard play. Otherwise, you have to like motion him to the other side in order to block him. What I mean by that is if I throw him on a streak, it's not letting me block him for motion him over for some reason. That's weird. Oh, I guess it's because I already motioned. Never mind. So yeah, if you want to do that, it would take away some stuff because you can't motion any other receivers. All right, my RB button is killing me. I was trying to put. So I would probably smoke screen. I would smart route RB, motion him over, and then you can just run it like this. With Y, you can throw him on maybe a wheel or some kind of an option or out route, or I like the swing routes this year. Just throw him on a swing. And then you can actually do work, pick up some decent yards, and no zones actually usually playing it. And you have a situation where your wheel route's not running directly into your corner route, so it doesn't allow the user to multitask, kind of. So again, here's what you do. And with Allen, you can throw him on like an in route or a slant. Something like this would work. And since they're running like 20 yards apart, it shouldn't be a problem. Although they do kind of run in the same area at that one point before Cobb really goes upfield. So solid play right there. Some other things you can do is maybe streak A. This is more so to open up some other stuff, I would guess. Because again, you can't really open up your corner out, so that maybe does a better job of opening up your route like that. Again, the outside third is the problem, so throwing B on a flat or something would not help in this case. Against man coverage, of course, Randall Cobb should get open against that. But let's actually switch to our cover 2 real quick just to show how that corner out works, and then we will show some of the other plays. I'm going to come out in PA Rams counter and then audible to the other play so we can see some of that. So let's go back to the PA boot. If we run it standard with this tight end blocking, you see absolutely wide open, and that was with a simple streak from B from the slot, so we didn't have to motion him out, and he still puts in work. So there you see it against cover 2. This is a situation where you can throw your setup like this or whatever you want, and it should still work. So that is definitely nice. Again, you won't see too many people running cover 2 for this reason. So, but if they are, it could work. Otherwise, cover 4, cover 3, you probably have to motion out your boy Samuel Watkins, and that's just something that you got to deal with. So, but you could go with like A on a little out route. Again, you can block that running back if need be. And then with Allen, he kind of runs in the area. You could slant him, put him on a regular in route, some stuff like that. So let's hop into the PA Rams counter now. And with the PA Rams counter, you have, of course, a counter play action. So again, a lot of these passing plays are play action, which I actually like. You can cancel them right away by just pressing that right trigger. Holding that right trigger will cancel your play action so it doesn't go through with it. But I feel like the blocking is a little bit better when I am running play action personally. So I like to take advantage of that in that situation. Now, it is a little bit tricky to ever throw this pass against cover 3, but it could be good against man coverage because with man coverage, he might be, or if he's running a zone man combination where he's manning up a receiver, he's probably playing for Randall Cobb to be on the route. But now with Sammy on it, it's probably not going to work as well. So nice block, Aaron Jones. That is a situation where he could screw you over running the play action if they blitz. So if they blitz, never run play action. Otherwise, it could be fun. So now you block him, and holy crap. This is your weakness of Singleback. If you're getting blitzed to death, that's when you start running the ball every play. Again, a lot of these blitzes shouldn't work against this formation because he can't stay in dollar or 3-3 and stop the run effectively. He would have to switch to something a little bit more heavy. So we'll try IDing him, sliding to the right. It doesn't really matter, but you guys see that B is open. I mean, I don't know what else I can do from an offensive perspective other than I can't block my tight end either, which is stupid. All right, we're slid to the right, see if it stops it. Aaron Jones just always runs to that side for some unknown reason, and then he just has an inability to pick it up. I mean, the blitz shouldn't even be coming through when he's right. This is just a standard Tampa 2 blitz, but yeah, overall decent setup that you can run. You can actually turn him into a post route, which I might like a little bit better because it moves over that guy. So you can run it like that. It does take him a little bit while longer if you motion snap him, so I might let him get set actually, but decent play there. And let's actually show the cover 3 beater real quick. It's going to be simple cover 3 beater that you guys have all seen. You can run it out of kind of any of these plays, PA post curl shot or your PA cross it. And you can't really run it out of PA cross, but PA post dig you certainly can. And we will go to our cover 3 drop. Super deep post route. You can smart out him if you want him a little bit shorter for whatever reason. They'll just motion out Allen, throw him on like a comeback, and then you actually have a stock 7-man protection here, which is perfect. He runs super deep, which is ideal because he's so far down the field that he should be able to pick up a touchdown with a better pass lead than that. And overall, perfect play. Now, you might be saying, well, isn't he going to know that if you are motioning him out? Yes, but you can still open him up with like a little out route, so you don't have to motion him out and run the comeback. It is a little bit more effective probably, but you can just bait him out, bait out the outside third I'm talking about with a little out route from Allen Lazard. So your play still should work like this. As far as pulling him down, if you can get away with the 6-man protection, try and throw Tanyan on some kind of a route that would bait the user. Zig routes work really well. Other routes work, but if you get shedded like this, you're gonna have to roll out, make a crossbody throw, and then you don't have a touchdown. You should still have a big gain. You see there's a lot of space for it to be opened up, but overall, tuned to the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you drop a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below, and peace. I'm out of here.